Hey everybody, Damien from Slotcar with something new. Thank you Scalextric, an entirely new model. This is the Ford Sierra RS500. Fantastic bold Texaco livery, silver wheels. And this car is a little bit different than most other Scalextric cars, having an inline gear setup, which I think a lot of the new Scalextric cars are going to be like. Anyway, the only way to find out how good it is to open it up, and we'll stick it on track. Okay, straight out of the box, I haven't touched a thing. We'll have a closer look at it in a minute and we'll see what the detail's like and we'll talk a little bit about the livery. But let's just see how it goes. Now, straight out of the box, magnet's still in. Let's check it out. Feels pretty stable initially. Well, it came off there, 597, so pretty quick, not blindingly fast. Feels quite predictable though, it feels quite an easy car to drive. I know I came off there, but I was going for it. Always takes a few laps to get into a car. 603. So here it is, driven by Steve Soper in the British Touring Car Championship in 1988. The livery, red on black, is pretty bold. Really does stand out. I've had this livery before in a similar livery in a Ninko car, and I did like it then. I like it as well now. As we normally see, all the badging and details are very fine. The Ford badge, the tiny little stars up here, right up on the bumper, little yellow lenses in the bumper. It's a nice touch. The bonnet clips, nice fine work in the bonnet clips as well. We've got a nice aerial there, which of course with a bit of racing it's going to be damaged, but it is soft, so it'll take a few hits first before it comes away. What have we got here? Fuel filler on the side, exhaust pipe. The exhaust pipe is there's no it's not tubular. There's no hole in there, so it looks a little bit basic. But overall, the body looks really good. Now, like I said before, this is an inline car, and it's one of the new Scalextric cars that all seem to be coming out inline. And as such, it has a tray interior. It's not a full depth interior, it's a tray, so there is less detail in the interior, but from what we can see in through the windows, we can still see our driver hanging onto the steering wheel. And if you're using these things on track, of course you can't see much in the interior anyway, so for some people it's not really an issue. Personally, I don't mind a tray interior. As long as I can see the driver, I'm happy. Right, now we're going to take the magnet out to test it without the magnet. With the magnet in, the best lap I could manage was a 5.88 second lap. But we'll get that magnet out and see what it's like then. We'll also have a look at the chassis whilst we do that. I've undone the body screws, 1, 2, 3, and body comes off. So here's our inline setup with the standard FC130 motor. Our magnet is sitting down there underneath the motor shaft. Standard Scalextric arrangement apart from that, with the nylon bushes at the back, and the front axle is just going through the chassis, through the bushes moulded into the chassis. The tyres on this aren't particularly fat and wide. We've got our lights installed front and rear, and we've got the digital chip, the DPR slot there, so that if you want to chip it for Scalextric digital, it's very quick and easy to do so. Right, let's get that magnet out. Now I've taken the bar magnet out. The bar magnet in it is quite a thin magnet. I think it's one of the thinner of the magnets that we often see in modern cars. However, in this car it offered quite a lot of magnetic grip. It was very, very easy to drive with the magnet. So for younger drivers or kids, I'd say this car would be very easy to drive for them. Let's see what it's like without the magnet though. Not a huge amount of grip there. Not hard to drive, not a lot of grip though. Actually quite good fun in this state. You know, I'm finding a lot of the Scalextric cars that I'm trying at the moment, the tyres are actually quite well rounded straight out of the box. I know a few years ago quite often it was the other way around. They weren't very round. Straight out of the box you took the magnets out and put the cars on the track and you could hardly do a lap with a lot of cars. These days they seem to be much easier. Maybe something Scalextric is doing is making them come out a little bit more round. Must be able to do better than that. 895, not much better. Better's better though, I'll take it. 894. And it came out. Car is pretty easy to drive though. It's staying in the slot nicely. Even when I'm clearly over driving it, it tends to spoke too soon. I was going to say it tends to stay in. Okay. 894, fastest without the magnet, without truing the tyres or anything. And it hasn't got a lot of grip, skinny tyres, maybe that's part of the reason, but we'll true the tyres, put it back on track and we'll just see what difference that makes. Got a very small plastic ridge on the on each of the wheels from the moulding, and so we'll just take that off before we glue the tyres on. Popped out. Nice and smooth car though. Let's try that again. Popped out again. And again. Isn't it funny? True the tyres, you think, man, it's going to be how much better? Lots better. Just crashed 3 times. Must be driver error. Can't be the car, surely. $8.28. Crashed again. 8.28. So faster time. Why do I keep coming out of the slot though? I think it's just the way I was driving it. I seem to be pushing it a bit harder now, having less problems. $8.12. $8.02. Okay, we've given the tyres a bit of a clean. Will that solve all of our problems? Will it indeed? Nope. Nope. $7.97. Thankfully into the sevens. Back into the eights. $7.96. $7.96. I've done about 20 laps, so I'll leave it there. Best lap was simply trimming the tyres, out of the box, magnet out, trimming the tyres, $7.96. Not as fast as some others, however, it's the first car of this type from Scalextric that I've tested on the track. It's not a GT car, it's not a muscle car. This is a touring car, and the appropriate challenger for this is the Scalextric BMW E30, which is just being released very, very shortly. We'll test that no doubt in due course. But even though it's not real fast, this is a nice car to drive. I am enjoying the driving. I'm really enjoying the look of it on track. I love the way it swings out around corners and usually holds in. $7.97 again. I might just quickly oil the tyres, just give them a bit of treatment, and we'll just do another lap like that before we try anything else. Just a wee drop, give it a few minutes to soak in. Treated the tyres with a little bit of oil to soften them up. $7.6 and a crash. 7.6 though. Still toppling over a little bit, so we're going to put a bit of lead weight in it, but first we'll put the magnet back in and we'll try it like it is, but with the magnet. Okay, got the magnet back in on the true tyres. See what happens. 612. 588. 588. 586. Hi there. I'm just doing a review. What do you think of the car, gents? What do you think? I'm just giving it a test drive. Do you want to try? With the magnet back in, this thing's a rocket. That was 5.72, but 5.58 was the fastest I've done. So that's quite a bit faster than out of the box. 0.3 of a second. So that's pretty good improvement from trimming the tyres. And the tyres, I reckon, were pretty close out of the box. So what are we going to do from here? Well, as we've seen with the magnet out, it can put in a reasonable lap time, but it does pop out of the slot sometimes. So I'm going to put a bit of the weight, a bit of lead weight up the front, and we're going to see if that tames it a little bit. Okay, I've got a little bit of lead, tiny little square of lead under the front axle on either side. 7.6 was our previous best time with the magnet out. Ooh, I think the car might be a little bit tail happy now, but we'll see what the timer says. Eight seconds. Come on, car. $7.96. $7.97. $7.74. More weight. I'm going to put a little bit in the rear of the car. So I've added a little bit of weight, a little bit of lead where the magnet used to be, right near or right underneath the rear axle. Oh yeah, that's made a difference. I can tell straight away. Hopefully it'll be reflected in the lap times. $7.57. So far, $7.57. Try again. I can really push the car a lot harder without it coming out of the slot. I'm not necessarily getting very much faster, only 0.03 faster than we did before, but I can drive it more confidently. Right, clean the tyres, one more go. Too slow. 763. Too sideways. What's left? Come on. Look at that. Go well. It was going so well that was looking like a beauty. Right, this lap. Not this lap. Seven and a half. 7.50 seconds. Thankfully, I've reached my goal. I'm happy. Just want to quickly show you where I've put the lead in the car. I've got one piece either side at the front, and here, right underneath the motor shaft where the magnet was, I've put another piece in there. It's about half the size of the magnet, and it's about, I think that lead's 1.5 millimeters thick. There it is, Scalextric C3738 Ford Sierra RS500. First car of this type that I've driven on the track. I'm looking forward to driving the BMW E30 that will be coming shortly, seeing what that's like to drive in comparison to this, see if they're a great match pair on track. And I have got one here in a twin set. The weight is similar, the tyre size is the same. In fact, I think there was only 0.1 of a gram difference in weight. Size of the cars physically is pretty close, so hopefully the BMW will be a really good track mate, good running mate for this car. But as it was, this car, straight out of the box with the magnet in, even though the magnet isn't a thick magnet like the old ones, the car was, I wouldn't say it's really stuck down, but very easy driving, and it hardly ever deslotted. So I'd say that this is a great car for beginners or for children, and I think it would also be a good car for digital, where lane changing is an important aspect of it. I think it would stay on nicely in that situation. When we took the magnet out, the car wasn't as fast as what I'd normally expect out of a Scalextric GT car. But we have to remember this has got quite a lot skinnier tyres, and it's a little more top heavy than those cars. So 7.5 second lap with the magnets out and the tyres trued without doing anything else, I think was pretty good. I'm quite pleased with how that went. We had put that little bit of weight in it to fine tune the balance a little bit, but that's not a big deal, easy to do, and I'm sure if I spent more time shifting that weight around, I could get the balance much better again. But I'm pleased with how it ran. All in all, I think it's a great little car. I like the detail, I like the look of it, and thanks Scalextric for another great model. And thank you for watching my review.